Jacious Sears destroys the 60M field. Jacious Sears was supposed to be gone. World leader, 7 months sitting at home, watching from the couch while her teammates raced Paris. March 1st, 2026. Staten Island, the National Championships. She just dominated the 60-meter final. Most athletes never get to tell a comeback story. Jacious Sears almost didn't get the chance. Let's back up. Jacious Sears was born on August 11, 2001 in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. She's 24 years old now. She runs for the University of Tennessee, where she transferred after starting her college career at the University of Miami. She majored in psychology. Her coach is Dwayne Ross, a former Olympian who competed in the 110-meter hurdles at the Athens 2004 Games. Ross doesn't recruit hype. He recruits athletes who want to work. Sears wanted to work. In April of 2024, Sears was unstoppable. She lined up at the Tom Jones Memorial in Gainesville, Florida, and clocked 10.77 seconds in the 100 meters. That time ranked her in the top 3 all-time in NCAA history, joining elite company behind Sha'Carri Richardson's 10.75 from 2019. She was 22 years old then. The world was calling her name. Track coaches from every program were texting. Media outlets were writing headlines. Olympic scouts had her circled on their roster. At that moment, Jacious Sears was the world leader in the 100 meters. Nobody had run faster in 2024. Not Sha'Carri Richardson, not Aaliyah Hobbs, not any American sprinter. The stage was set. Paris was 4 months away. Everything was pointing toward Olympic gold. Then, everything stopped. 1 month later, at the SEC Championships in May, Sears pulled up mid-race with a hamstring injury. She never made it to the Olympic trials in Eugene. While her teammates competed for Olympic gold in Paris, Sears was sidelined at home. The injury was catastrophic. The setback was mental. For an athlete chasing her dreams, sitting on the sidelines during an Olympic year feels like the dream itself is dying. Months went by. Most of 2024 was spent rehabbing, training, trying to trust her body again. The doubt crept in. What if she never runs that fast again? What if she's damaged goods? What if coming back isn't enough? Comeback stories need a moment of truth. For Jacious Sears, it came in February of 2025 at the Millrose Games in New York City. She ran 7.02 seconds in the 60-meter dash. That was a personal best. That was proof the old Sears was still there. The hamstring was holding. The confidence was returning. But one good race doesn't heal a broken season. Sears competed again at the Indoor Nationals in 2025 just a few weeks later and finished second in the 60-meter dash. She ran 7.11 seconds. Cellera Barnes beat her by 0.003 seconds, the tiniest margin possible. It was heartbreaking and heartening at the same time. She was close to the title, but close doesn't win national championships. The pressure was mounting. Everyone was waiting to see if she was really back or just having a good day. But the indoor season was just the warm-up. Sears shifted her focus to the outdoor season and the longer distances. In the 100 meters, she ran a series of solid races, 10.98, 11.0, 10.96. She was working. She was competing. She wasn't dominating like 2024, but she wasn't broken either. Then came September 2025, the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo. This was it. This was the moment where Sears could prove she belonged with the elite. She made the team in the women's 4x100-meter relay. The American team was stacked, Melissa Jefferson running leadoff, Twanisha Terry on the second leg, Sears on the third leg, and Sha'Carri Richardson anchoring. She wasn't expected to be the star of the show. Richardson was the Olympic champion. Jefferson was the fastest woman in the world that year. But Sears was there. She was part of Team USA. In the final on September 21st, Jacious Sears ran her leg of the relay cleanly. The baton handoff from Terry to Sears to Richardson was smooth. The team of Jefferson, Terry, Sears, and Richardson ran 41.75 seconds. That was a world lead. That was history. Team USA won gold at the World Championships. Jacious Sears was a world champion. That gold medal changed something inside her. The injury, the missed Olympics, the doubt, it all started to fade. She wasn't the broken athlete anymore. She was a champion. She was proven. She had competed on the world's biggest stage and delivered. All she needed was one more chance to show it on an individual stage in front of a national audience. The Ocean Breeze Athletic Complex in Staten Island, New York, hosts thousands of track athletes every year. It's an indoor facility that doesn't get the ESPN coverage of bigger meets. Most of the athletes who compete there never make headlines. But on March 1st, 2026, this place became the stage for one of the year's biggest comeback moments in American track and field. The women's 60-meter field was loaded with talent. Mia Maxwell, a high school senior from Houston, Texas, had just run 7.13 seconds in the preliminary round. That time was a U18 world record. It also tied the #1 all-time high school mark for the 60 meters. This wasn't just any high school runner. This was a generational talent. Her twin sister, Mariah Maxwell, had also qualified for the final, running 7.23 in the prelims. Both twins had recently committed to the University of Texas. These weren't just fast women. These were the fastest female sprinters in American high school at this moment, all competing for one national title. The pressure was enormous. The eyes were on the Maxwell twins. Jacious Sears had run 7.05 in the prelims. That was her season's second-best time. Respectable, but not spectacular. It was nowhere near the 7.02 personal best she'd shown at Millrose Games just a few weeks earlier. The national narrative wasn't about Sears. The headlines were about high school prodigies breaking records. Sears was just another competitor trying to take the national title home. Nobody was expecting her to be the story. The preliminary heats had been fast. 8 women qualified for the final, but nationals mattered most. This race would send the winner to the World Indoor Championships in Poland. Sears knew the stakes. She'd tasted disappointment before. She wasn't going to let that happen again. The gun fired. Jacious Sears exploded out of the blocks. Her start was sharp. The drive phase, the first 30 meters where power matters most, was where she dominated. She wasn't just leading. She was separating. The Maxwell twins, for all their elite speed, were still adapting to the banked curves. Sears was a veteran. She knew the technical demands. By 40 meters, the race was hers. When she crossed the finish line, Jacious Sears had won her first USATF Indoor National title. Mia Maxwell ran 7.13 for second. Mariah Maxwell ran 7.14 for third. The gap was small in absolute terms. In racing terms, it was a canyon. The veteran had beaten the youth. A single race doesn't define a season, but this race defined a comeback. Sears wasn't supposed to be here. A year and a half earlier, she was watching the Olympics from home while her teammates competed in Paris. That's being erased from the biggest moment of your sport. Then she came back. Millrose Games. World Championships. Gold. Now this, a national title under pressure. What's bigger is what comes next. The World Indoor Championships in Toruń, Poland, March 20th through 22nd. That's in 48 hours. Sears is walking into a field with Zeynep Dosso, the European champion. Patricia van der Weyken, world bronze medalist. Ewa Swoboda, the Queen of Toruń, running on her home track. These are legendary sprinters. The competition level jumps from American Nationals to World Championship. By March 2026, Jacious Sears was a pro. After winning gold at Tokyo Worlds in September, she signed with Nike. The athlete who sat at home watching the Olympics was now a world champion. Her 100-meter personal best is 10.77, top 3 all-time in college history. Her 60-meter personal best is 7.02. What makes her different isn't just speed, it's resilience. Most athletes don't come back from Olympic year injuries. Sears did. 7.04 seconds is the winning time, but the real number is all those months of rehabilitation, doubt, and pain to get back to the line. Jacious Sears showed the world that comebacks are real, resilience is real, that the fastest woman never left. March 20th, Poland, the World Indoor Championships. That's where her story continues.